Hey everybody, happy Thursday and welcome back. For those of you that are new, my name is Susan. I am a freelance editor specializing in sci-fi, fantasy, and romance. And this week we're going to talk about if your story needs a theme. One of the things that comes up regularly in craft advice is the idea of a theme in your story. Now, I have to admit, it hasn't ever really been something I've focused on or given as a tool recommendation to my authors. To me, the idea of a story theme in fiction had always felt a bit unnecessary, something for classic or literary literature trying to teach me a lesson, not something that has a place in my fun book about elves, love, or spaceships. But I'm here to revise that opinion and tell you why it might not only strengthen your story, but also help you on your writing journey to isolate what the theme of your book is, no matter what genre you write. But first, let's back up. What is a theme? As defined by Masterclass, a literary theme is a main idea or underlying meaning a writer explores in a novel, short story, or other literary work. In simpler stories, the theme may be a moral or message. In more complex stories, the central theme is typically more open-ended exploration of some fundamental aspect of society or humanity. If you're anything like me, after years in school of being made to read boring books and having to isolate and discuss what the moral or message was, this definition might bring back some horrible flashbacks. It either always felt like your teacher was stating the obvious, of course Romeo and Juliet is about forbidden love, or that they were reaching, trying to find deeper meaning, make you find deeper meaning in a story when it's subjective and, in my opinion, not really needed, like reading too far into the symbolism of The Great Gatsby. I may get some hate for that one. Some people really love The Great Gatsby, but I digress. So what is the purpose of figuring out the theme for your story if all you really want to do is write a fun book about a kid going on an adventure and figuring out they have superpowers, or tell a story about two people falling in love? One of the main edits I almost always give when doing a developmental edit, so a story edit, is the need for clarity on the main character's internal and external conflict. What is their goal? How are they growing, changing throughout your story? How are they reaching that goal in the end? You may think this is obvious. How could this be so hard? That's a massive part of your story, right? But you'd be surprised how often the idea of what the main characters want and need, how they're growing over the story, gets lost in the details of everything else, the world building, the magic, the romance, the politics, etc. Books are made up of so many different layers and different hierarchies to those layers. This is where identifying your theme comes in. If you're lost or stuck in your story, take a step back and look for the overarching theme, the focus of your story, especially if you didn't isolate it beforehand. The answer may surprise you. Is it the power of forbidden love? Is it showing that the underdog can overcome the high and mighty? Is it an exploration of life as we know it if AI truly took over? Then from that, keeping that at your center, what might need to change about your story's journey and your character goal? See how that can help you tighten your story or get over that writer's block you may be experiencing. Perhaps you wandered too far into the politics and need to bring the story back to focus on the characters, especially if the theme is the underdog winning. Or maybe the chemistry isn't working between your two main characters, and you need to adjust that to make sure the theme of forbidden love is truly coming through over the infighting between the families, Romeo and Juliet style. Not only can figuring out your theme help your story, but having an understanding of this will continue to help you as you progress beyond finishing your book as well. Understanding the underlying theme of your book can help you create a powerful, true-to-story hook for your book. It can help you identify comps, comparable titles. It can even help you narrow in on your top audience. As I said, you don't need to isolate a theme, especially not before you start writing. If that isn't how you plot your book, or if you're a pantser and you just want to dive in, that's perfectly fine. But if you ever get to a point where you're stuck, where something isn't working, or you're struggling with identifying market or creating the pitch for your book, even after you're done writing, take a look at your theme and see how that can clarify what you need to do to take your next steps forward. I hope this has been helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next week, keep writing.